What up, dickweeds? JJ back here. Just trying to give you a free play for Saturday, June 8th. It's going to be the New York Mets versus the Colorado Rockies. Steven Matz versus John Gray. Seeing the line right now, Mets minus 119. Total is 8. Game's going to be played at 7:15 tonight. So we grabbed the win under 9 runs. Mariners and Angels bringing the channel to 36 and 19 in MLB. My dad's play got scratched with Gibson being removed from starting the Twins game, but we did also pick up the win with Padres Nats over 8.5 that I gave away on Twitter, so totaled out to be a 2-0 night. I said in the video that I felt the Mariners Angels total should have been 8, and it even landed 8. Worth noting, the game had 3 home runs that were hit on 0-2 counts. Quite a rare feat for the game, for that to happen in the game still to go under. Typically, someone will sit here and say, I fucking told you so, 8 fucking runs, who's the man? But here's the thing, we understand much better than this. It's a game of inches, not miles. You'll find slight holes in lines to take advantage of, and over time, you will come out on top. All right, so as some of you may know, I switched from being a full-time data center architect in New York City to part-time when sports betting became legalized in Jersey. Network security is a big passion of mine, along with sports betting, so I get the best of both worlds now. We hired a new engineer last week, and here's something you cannot interview for over the phone. Dragon breath. His first day, I'm sitting across the room from him, showing him a few things about the data center in our conference room, and from about 6 feet away, he straight up spit fire all over the room. It literally smells like part of his morning routine is someone taking a shit in his mouth. Now, I assume we all know someone like this. I don't think I'm on an island here. Well, anyway, not sure if you can tell on my face, but I actually have a 3rd-degree burn from a conversation me and him had yesterday. This guy has certificates out the ass, has worked for plenty of Fortune 500 companies. You know what he's never had, though? A Listerine strip. I'm not one to judge, but if this guy's going to spew that fire all over the office, we're going to need to start wearing gas masks. The work environment has just become unsafe. I want to tell him, come on, man, have some goddamn respect for yourself. I truly believe he brushes his teeth with cow shit. Anyway, I'll buy Listerine strips for the entire company and say that Amazon fucked up an order at my house and sent me a box of them. I'll hand them out to everyone, and hopefully this guy in particular falls in love with these. At this point, my life and the other people's lives in our workplace depend on it. All right, on to the play here. We have quite an interesting spot here. The Mets are currently minus 118 behind Steven Matz, and the Mets at minus 118 will be the play here. Here's why. First of all, Steven Matz is a far better pitcher at home versus on the road. He hasn't given up more than 2 earned at home in any of his 4 starts this year. I see the BVP, and I know he takes it in the ass from some of these Rockies hitters, but it is a fairly small sample size. And last year, where he did get roughed up was at Coors Field. The year before that, I don't really care about. Matz was kind of completely out of sync in the year 2017. Now, either way, I like him to pitch well, primarily on the heels of his home road splits, where Matz has surprisingly improved majorly is against right-handed bats this season. This must be related to improvements on his cutter. He has suffered a bit versus lefties this year, though, but he's always been at minimum serviceable to lefties, so I assume this will even out over the rest of the season. On the other side of this coin is John Gray, who has similar home road splits to Steven Matz, which is kind of surprising considering at home it is in Coors, which is a tough place to pitch. He pitches better at home than on the road. John Gray has struggled, especially recently, to find consistency, though, on the road. Gray can certainly strike his way out of jams and has electric stuff when he's on, but he's rarely truly locked in on the road. He'll face a lot of lefties on this Mets team, and he has his struggle giving up the long ball to lefties over the course of the last few years, including a bit this year. He may be a bit protected here with the size of Citi Field, but look, he still gives up a lot of hard contact to lefties, and again, especially on the road. Also, worth noting that Gray is coming off one of his better starts of the year, while Matz is coming off one of his worst starts of the year. I just love targeting these spots when the price is right. The 2 big bats Matz has to be careful of are obviously Trevor Story and Nolan Arenado, 2 big righties. Now, Story hits about 100 points lower on the road, and Arenado hits about 130 points lower on the road. Coors Field is clearly paying dividend to these 2, who will not be in the comfort of their own home tonight. As once this game gets to the bullpens, the Mets should have their best arms prepared for tonight. Now, I get it. Overall, their bullpen's not that good. The Rockies is better. But again, the Mets' top arms aren't bad, and obviously Diaz is one of the better closers in baseball. So I do like them to be able to pick up Matz. As long as Matz can go 6 here, we should be all right. Now, what we have to recap here is the home team in the Mets, who play much better at home versus on the road, and the Rockies are quite the opposite. Now, this is typical in baseball, so nothing glaring there, but two pitchers going at it here who have diverse home-road splits. The Mets have their bullpen ready to go after Matz tonight to close this out. Give me the Mets here at minus 118 in a game that I myself have capped at minus 132 for a slight 14-cent edge in our favor. I do believe the public will absolutely hammer the Rockies here. People just backed DeGrom last night who lost, and it may force people to swing to the other side here. So you may be able to get a better price than 118, which is what I'm seeing now. But again, despite me capping this at above minus 130, I would be shocked if this line goes that high. Keep an eye on it, but regardless, I do like minus 118, which is what I see now. Want to thank you guys for watching the video. If you enjoyed, as always, thumbs up. If you did not enjoy, I hope you fall down a staircase. As always, drop comments below. I'll be happy to respond to them. Big slate today, so let me know who you're betting or who I need to root for, or maybe if you just want to stop in and say hello or tell me to go fuck myself. I always appreciate it. Also, check out my dad's video on the Belmont if you haven't yet. He did give you a free horse there. I'll put the link in this video. All right, so I will be back later tonight or tomorrow morning with the Sunday night play, which we are 5-1 to date. So check that out. Make sure you turn notifications on for when that comes out. I will see you guys then.